we are in the midst of the supermoon. You can see the article right here at space.com. Supermoon science. NASA explains the closest full moon until 2034. I find that that title of that article a little strange because when I'm looking at the moon every night, when I'm coming home, either from the work, gym, or just taking a nightly walk, I notice that the moon seems to be a lot closer than almost 240,000 miles away, whether it is a supermoon or not. So I know that these kinds of presentations, the two that seem to make people angry are the flat earth theory and even the NASA moon landings. So I don't know why those seem to be very polarizing topics. So I'm going to start off with the one thing that boggles my mind still, and that is that the moon, which this is not a supermoon, this is basically the moon as a full moon in the sky. It is a clear night, but it was shot with a Nikon P900. I've done this type of evidence in a different presentation, but I think it needs to be shown again that this is not an expensive telescope. This is not one of those huge telescopes up on a mountain. This is just the Nikon P900. You can get off Amazon for just under $500. And as this person zooms in, you can see, you get the whole moon up there and you get some incredible detail around there. It starts to get a little bit of shakiness because of the image stabilization. I mean, they're zooming in at least 80x or above. I think it's between 80 to 90x, maybe 84x on the camera. This is incredibly detailed for what's considered to be a high-end point and shoot or a low-end DSLR camera, and it's pretty incredible. And that when I'm looking at videos like this, to think that a person can take a camera like that and zoom in at something that's almost 240,000 miles away. So that camera, theoretically, I know it's just very apples to apples saying it like that, but he should be able to zoom in, or she should be able to zoom in and see something at a great distance using this camera. And it's really crazy. That's just my non-scientific mind, just my eyes looking at someone zooming in on this. So that's what leads me to believe that this supermoon is very close, but is it really somewhere over 200,000 miles away? Because I don't know the exact number, how much closer this supermoon would be as opposed to a normal full moon. Also, going back to this article real quick. Now, here we have a comparison of the moon. It's closest to Earth at the left, and it's farthest from us. So the change in distance makes the moon look 14% larger, and nearly 30% larger in area. So is that the optical illusion that it's bigger, or is it actually closer here? So just to go, well, it's actually closer by what looks like just under 50,000 kilometers. So it is closer, but is it really 238,900 miles away here, as opposed to being much closer here? So I can't convert the kilometers into miles in my mind, but a lot closer with the full moon on the left. These supermoon pictures, though, how close is the moon here? I still don't think, no matter what, whether it is this on the left, this on the right, whether it's a supermoon or not, that it is not, no way possible that it is almost 240,000 miles away. So, and this footage here really does just back that up. Just with your eyes, you can see that. So now we're going to go into the moon landing. I'm sure I got you nice and pissed off already. So let's go to the moon landing. And I think it's pretty telling. I'm going to go to this tab first, that China plans a manned moon landing by 2036. Now, the United States of America has made a big deal about going back to the moon and saying it's such a difficult thing to do, even though we did it so many years ago, decades ago, almost 50 years ago. But these things seem to keep getting in the way. The NASA says to the Van Allen probes spot an impenetrable barrier in space. So we penetrated it many, many times with all the Apollo missions. I don't know why we can't penetrate this impenetrable barrier now. So it's very strange. But the China moon landing is also very strange. And a couple quick questions here. I've seen some videos in it that, my friend had said their graphics team and their CGI team is not as good as ours. at showing certain things because it looked very, very phony. But a couple of those videos have actually been pulled down where people have pointed out that it was CGI. But these are supposedly HD images. Now, I'm looking right here. This looks eerily similar to a desert. Eerily similar. And what I've always asked myself when I see this is, why can't the U.S. get a clear picture with the telescopes we have and everything else? Why can't they get a clear picture? Speaking of a lander, why can't we get a picture or any kind of images of where the moon landing was and where we left the equipment? Because that would be a pretty cool shot for history, especially with an anniversary it just passed not too long ago, to get those shots live, to see what the equipment looks like today after being on the moon all this time. It's truly remarkable, and not in a good way, that they just don't offer any proof. And these look eerily similar to what they have. It's just in color. That's the only difference. Well, the photos back then were, but I'm talking about the video. It just looks all the same right there. All this footage. And that was another thing too. Right there, you see tracks. Let's back it up. Right there, you have tracks right there. Shouldn't there still be tracks on the moon from the other stuff? Shouldn't it be easy to see the vehicles, the tracks, everything from way back then? You can see they did a little spin out right there. You know, there's a part, just while I'm thinking about it, where it looked like they almost placed the little buggy or the rover or whatever they had when they were driving it. I think it was the buggy, the vehicle, which was amazing enough. How did the Apollo mission, were they able to take off with that heavy of a vehicle and then land and then put it there? But there was no tire tracks behind it in the pictures that I remember. I don't have those pulled up, but I remember there was no tire tracks behind the vehicle. It was almost like somebody put it down like a prop. So these are all just questions. Since the supermoon is right here and we're able to see it, I figured these questions would be really, relative to bring up. Both of them, the flat Earth issue and even the moon landing issue, and with China having, recently shown footage, and they had that stream where it looked like basically CGI, or it looked like a big ball of Play-Doh or something. I really think that it should be brought up again. And I know it's a polarizing topic with the people that subscribe to this channel, leaving comments. So please try to just be a little bit civil to each other. I welcome all varying opinions, everybody's perspective, whether you agree or disagree. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm not answering any questions. I'm asking a lot, but I don't have all the answers. So just be civil to me and be civil to everybody in the comments. So thank you guys. Thanks for, this is a pretty long presentation today, but I had a lot of stuff I wanted to show. So this was a two-parter between the flat Earth and the moon landing. So see you guys later. Make sure you've shared this with your family and friends. Have a great day. God bless you, and see you in the next video.